Some of you not available. Anambra election. And on that, I will just make a few sentences, statements, and tell our people that if we don't go to the polling booth to vote, the loss is ours and Igbo nation at large. Therefore, I suggest, I call on all of us to be bold, brave if need be, and go Saturday, 6th November and vote. You may be regretting if you don't, because there may be no unknown gunman or unknown gunmen there on Saturday. All effort to make us afraid has been done. We are already afraid. On that Saturday, you may find no threat to life. Then the regular and important press briefing we used to give will be read out by our very able secretary, Professor Nwekako Charles. So over to him now.
In the Southeast is a threat to attention has been drawn to the increasing militarization of the Southeast and the consequent build-up tension and security challenges in the zone, thus threatening a hit-free conduct of the scheduled November 6, 2021 Anambra State elections. The increasing insecurity in the Southeast has taken a frightening dimension and remains a terrible and worrisome puzzle that must be addressed for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to conduct a free, fair, and credible election in Anambra State. We therefore call upon the federal government to demilitarize the Southeast, as well as take other necessary administrative and non-kinetic measures to restore peace in the zone, thus paving way for a smooth conduct of the scheduled Anambra State election. Similarly, federal government immediately released over 5,000 Igbo youths arrested by security agencies and dumped in different detention camps in various parts of the country under dehumanizing conditions in the name of unknown gunmen, IPOB, ESN, among others, will facilitate peace process and restoration of normalcy in the Southeast. A political solution through the instrumentality of dialogue with all relevant stakeholders is key to the present security imbroglio in the Southeast. It is our firm belief that a secured and peaceful environment is indispensable for the conduct of free, fair, and credible election in any democratic state, including Anambra State. The citizens in the Southeast no longer sleep with two eyes closed, as sporadic gunshots now ravage the Igbo heartland without anybody accepting responsibility for the ugly development. Movement from one city to the other has become a nightmare, with several police and military checkpoints littered all over the place. A journey from one part of the Southeast to the other, including inter- and intra-cities movements, have turned into nightmares, as several hours are wasted on short routes that ordinarily would not take more than 30 minutes. For example, from Oka, the Anambra State capital, to Amansi, a neighboring community, which used to take about 10 minutes before, now it takes about 4 hours, sometimes more than that. The story is the same terrible tale in other parts of the Southeast. While we believe that the federal government is central to the restoration of normalcy and peace in the zone, other stakeholders, including the state governments, local government councils, traditional rulers, community leaders, women and youth leaders must rise up to the occasion of ensuring security of lives and property in Igbo land. The scheduled November 6, 2021 Anambra State is very important to us, but we know that a free, fair, and credible election is an essential ingredient of democracy and may remain a pipe dream in a tense and security challenge environment. It is a collective responsibility of every lover of democracy and the rule of law to support the conduct of a credible and generally acceptable election in Anambra State. We therefore appeal to the leaders of various political parties and their governorship candidates to play according to the rule and shun violence, arson, killing of political opponents, and other anti-democratic activities that are inimical to smooth conduct of elections. We also appeal specifically to our youths, including members of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Movement for Actualization of Sovereign State of Biafra, MASOP, and other similar groups, irrespective of their grievances and agitation, to give peace a chance for the smooth conduct of Anambra State election. The media reports that IPOB has rescinded its earlier order of the sit at home during the election deserve a special commendation. We thank them very sincerely for this patriotic decision of allowing the election to hold in Anambra State on November 6 as planned. We thank IPOB for rescinding that decision, for saying, look, people should go for election. We are still worried by the unprecedented senseless killings and bloodletting in various parts of the Southeast, especially in Imo and the Ebonyi states, by yet to be unmasked unknown gunmen. The unprovoked military invasion of Izombe community in Oguta local government of Imo State, where over 30 houses were said to have been destroyed by the enraged soldiers, as well as similar others in various parts of the state, have aggravated the insecurity situation in the Southeast. We appeal to our people to exercise restraint in order not to aggravate the already tensed situation in Igbo land. The Igbo Elders Consultative Forum shares some of your grievances and agitations, but believe that dialogue and non-kinetic measures by all stakeholders will facilitate peace process in Igbo land. It is not in our interest to turn Igbo land into a battleground. Hence, we appeal for your understanding and cooperation for a lasting peace in our land. We urge the people of Anambra State to please go out en masse and vote, as not to vote will be counterproductive and ultimately a disservice to the state and great people of Anambra State. The consequences of not voting will be unimaginable because people who do not wish us well will use that opportunity to impose any unpatriotic element on us as a governor. We don't want an imposition. We want our people to go and vote and elect a person of their choice as a governor. All hands must be on deck to ensure that the Anambra State election is not only free, fair, and credible, but also seen by all as meeting all necessary standards. We equally call on INEC to put every necessary machinery in place to ensure a smooth conduct of the Anambra State election. Signed, His Excellency Dr. Chukwuemeka Ezeife, CON, Okwadike Ndibo, and Chairman of Igbo, and then Professor Charles Nwekaku, Secretary. Thank you so much.
If you don't go out to vote on Saturday, 6th November, you will regret it because you will see, one, no problem at the polling stations. Two, you may find people who are threatening to be governors. Be governor. Make the governor. Appoint the person. On the issue of Obi Cubana, thank you for asking the question.
Thank you, sir.
This is what we are talking about. This is what IPOB is talking about. This is what Igbo people are saying, that they are being pushed out of Nigerian system. I hope you looked at your news. How many prominent Igbos have been called by EFCC recently?
Many.
The people we are hoping to come out to campaign for president, many of them have been summoned by EFCC. Cubana buried the mother very well, and everybody saw the display. Why put him down? The way you put Innocent, the only manufacturer of car in Nigeria, down. The way you put Ifeanyi Uba, who has the greatest storage space for petrol products in Nigeria, down. Ibeto was #1 for cement. Even the woman who has Emzor, pharmaceutical. Am I talking about traders who will go and buy things in containers, bring them here, and they are released to other Nigerians for them to go back and buy from them? This is what we are talking about. Progressivism requires that we concern ourselves with what negatives are going on the part of our neighbors. So please, I thank you for asking that question. You know the answer. Cubana is Igbo. That's the answer. And his name was going up, and up. I don't know. You may have a better answer than I have given you. Question?
Please, somebody, can I ask you just one question?
Well, what do I tell you? The same story.
The same story.
What is Odili? What?
She's number 2.
What? She is number 2 in the justice system. And some people want to mess her up so that she doesn't qualify for it again. But thank God that woman was so gifted. She stood up and said, "Where do you say you are going? To my house? What right do you have to do that?" That's why we are here talking about it now. Otherwise, if we had panicked and opened every door, it will be manufacturing stories against her. I'm telling you what is happening in this country. If you take a list of new appointments in Nigeria, you will find vacancy of Igbo names. If you take a list of people removed from office, you find the dominance of Igbo names. This has been on. Over there is National Security Office. Agency. You have a National Security Agency meeting in Nigeria. There is nobody from the Southeast. This is what we are talking about. And there's it's only in such places you won't find anybody from the Southeast. Everywhere else in Nigeria, we are there. That's where we are saying, restructure Nigeria with justice, and everybody would like to be here. But otherwise, nobody wants to be a slave.
Thank you.
I'm really worried because a federal permanent secretary of no mean class, so that's what I want. Federal permanent secretary. And we decided what happened in this country when the country was better organized. At the time when the World Bank said that parts of Nigeria were growing faster than the rest of the world, we decided, when I say we are, I mean, Ulufalayem, Oyegu, Chikelu, Ayo. We were the people of Central Planning Office. And now I went as a governor, and the same people, DSS, we are sent around the whole country to go to wherever I worked and see whether there's anything that can be put on me. They found nothing. So how can I get to the court with the leader of Igbo people in Abuja, and we are not allowed in? Yes, the truth is that they wanted to smuggle me in as it were. But I said, I'm with a very important Igbo one of Abuja. So I will keep trying. On Monday, that one was without appointment. But it was because of this election that is coming in Anambra State. I went and waited 3 hours. I wasn't able to see.
Thursday.
Yes, Thursday.
And then on Thursday, they said I should now come. They gave me time, 2 o'clock. I went to DSS and stayed 2.5 hours. After 2 hours, they said that a white woman was in the list of those who will come. We made sure that the white woman would leave the place. So she left. We had no connection with her. We don't even know who she was. But she thought she was white. We begged her to leave. She left. And after another 1 hour, nobody called us. I thought it was too much. But on the 11th of 10th of November, Nnamdi Kanu is supposed to be brought to court again. I will make effort to be there, if necessary, alone. But I must say, I was there in the first case, and I discovered that the courtroom is not bigger than this place. So more people were outside the room than inside. So I can understand the restriction of people. But when they said I shouldn't enter, I was so sorry. Yes.
Will you call that detention, sir?
No, I don't understand you.
Sir, I mean with the action of the DSS, when they allowed you, they didn't allow you not to enter. How will you describe that?
No, they allowed me to go home. So it wasn't detention. No, if you ask anybody here, they will say no.
They are all his songs.
No. There are some I don't like at all. But I wouldn't want to say so. In fact, there's one that if he wins, it is rigging. It cannot be victory for Anambra people.
So you don't want to name him?
No.
Yes.
Igbo land. We are proud of Anambra State. And if you look into the history of Nigeria, Nnamdi Azikiwe, Alex Ekweme, Okadibo, Chinua Achebe, you can name them. They are all from Anambra State. So Anambra State is a state we are proud of. We have people there. We have resources there. As we speak, Anambra probably has more billionaires under 50 than any part of Nigeria. So we must not joke with Anambra State. We can't joke with the election either. Truth is that we are afraid, all of us are afraid, I am afraid, that what is playing out is a situation where people will be made to stay away from the election. And that worries me. Because we have already been told that they are going to overwhelm the territory with military and security forces. And they've already started. The consequence might be that people will sit at home and not go for this election. We are worried about it. That is why we are talking now. We are talking now because we have a situation of fright, a situation of intimidation is already prevailing, and our people may be unable to vote on the 6th of November.
You are going to vote.
Well, I'm saying that is a fear we have. What the media can do is help us to diffuse this fear a little bit and encourage people to go out and vote. Because if they don't go to vote, some people will write the results. And we know that is likely, that is possible. So let them saturate the place with their votes. Let them go and vote. And let the votes be counted.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thanks for checking out